Donald Trump has announced plans to impose a 25% tariff on goods imported from the European Union. Speaking at a cabinet meeting, Trump accused the EU of being structured to screw the United States, reiterating his long-standing grievances about trade imbalances and market access. "We'll be announcing it very soon," Trump told reporters. "It'll be 25% generally speaking, on cars and all other things." The European Union wasted no time in responding, vowing to take swift and decisive action against what it described as unjustified tariffs. A spokesperson for the European Commission firmly rejected Trump's characterization of the EU, arguing that the bloc's creation has actually benefited American businesses by facilitating easier trade and investment opportunities across the region. "The EU has been a boon for the United States," the spokesperson stated. "We're ready to partner if you play by the rules, but we will also protect our consumers and businesses at every turn. They expect no less from us." With the announcement of new tariffs looming, the global business community is watching closely, aware that such measures could spark retaliatory trade policies from European nations, ultimately disrupting supply chains and increasing costs for businesses and consumers alike. Trade battles on multiple fronts. Trump's latest trade offensive comes as he also weighs similar 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, America's two largest trading partners. While these tariffs were originally scheduled to take effect on March 4th, Trump suggested they could be postponed, only for an administration official to later clarify that the original deadline remains unchanged. Trump has long positioned tariffs as a tool to protect American industries, generate revenue, and pressure foreign governments into making policy concessions. However, his trade strategies have faced sharp criticism from both domestic and international observers. Economists warn that while tariffs can theoretically boost domestic production in the short term, they also raise costs for American consumers, since businesses often pass the additional costs of imported goods onto buyers. Since taking office, Trump has already imposed a 10% tariff on Chinese imports and directed his administration to explore reciprocal tariffs against countries with policies he views as unfair to American exporters. However, his approach has been unpredictable, with some threats materializing and others quietly shelved. This inconsistency has left businesses and analysts uncertain about his long-term trade agenda. Global economic reactions and market impact. Tobin Marcus, head of U.S. policy and politics at Wolfe Research, described Trump's latest tariff threat as concerning but not entirely unexpected. The 25% threat that he threw out today is in line with the high end of the range that he previously indicated, Marcus said. "It's a number that should raise alarms for the transatlantic trade relationship, but it's not totally out of the blue." In Germany, a country with deep economic ties to the U.S., the automotive industry is watching developments closely. German manufacturers, including Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, have a strong presence in the American market, with many already operating production plants in the U.S. Antonin Finkelnberg, a representative of the Federation of German Wholesale, Foreign Trade and Services, acknowledged that a 25% tariff on EU goods would create a difficult but not impossible situation for Germany's economy. "We are worried, but we shouldn't be afraid," Finkelnberg told the BBC. He noted that while German car manufacturers producing vehicles in the U.S. might be shielded from the immediate effects of the tariff, their supply chains could still be significantly impacted. The car parts that are manufactured in those cars cross the borders of Mexico and Canada several times before final assembly. That already drives up prices, and additional tariffs would only make it worse. The financial markets also reacted swiftly to the news. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all experienced midday losses, while the Mexican peso and Canadian dollar saw gains as investors weighed the implications of potential tariff hikes. The road ahead, April 2nd and beyond. Adding another layer of complexity, April 2nd is a key deadline on Trump's trade calendar. That is the date when the U.S. Commerce Department is expected to present recommendations for wider reciprocal tariffs against countries deemed to have unfair trade advantages over the U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick told reporters the overall target date remains April 2nd, distinguishing between tariffs imposed over border security concerns with Mexico and Canada and those related to trade imbalances with the EU. For now, businesses, economists, and political leaders across the world remain on edge, waiting to see whether Trump follows through with his latest tariff threats, or if, as has happened before, he backs down at the last minute. With tensions rising and trade relations hanging in the balance, the next few weeks could have major implications for the future of the global economy. Share your thoughts in the comments.